Hello everyone, welcome on in, and I hope everyone had a great day today. I am very excited to be here because plans! It's gonna be, for hopefully, a very tense episode today!
We left the tents outside.
I don't have one.
But first of all, the music you're listening to right now is by Aaron Kenny. You can find it called Black Cat. You can find it over on the YouTube library of royalty-free songs. Sound effects and music during the game will be by Sirenscape. The overlay, starting soon screen, and the map, and the character sheets that I updated were made by me in Incarnate. The beautiful character art that you can see all over the place was made by Nathan, except Terris Ferret, who was made by Janat Mocha. Not technically character art, so it doesn't count. If you want to catch up with this campaign or any other stuff that I've made, TTRPG or D&D related, you can find it over on the YouTube channel. And if you want to come and hang out with us, just talk about stuff, watch more of Nathan's amazing art, you can do that on our Discord. We have one of them. And last but not least, you can, if you want to see what you can do to help or hinder the party, you can do what Lillith just did and type in !perks in the chat. I've added the Wandering Boss Redeem to the list.
Anyone redeems it, I kill them.
We shall see how much of a party there is left after this session. You're in a forest known as the Flesh Forest. You do the math.
The fleshest.
But yes, let's go around the table, introduce people. Let's see what Andy comes up with this week. So yes, Andy, who are you? Who are you playing?
I'm Andy, and I will be portraying Kraran, the slightly deranged wizard. And I've sort of been stuck between whether to do something silly like the fact that a group of frog is called an army, or the fact that a crossbreed between a Chihuahua and a miniature dachshund is called a Chiweenie. But I will be, however, going over the Salmon Act of 1986 as in a United Kingdom Act of Parliament, outlining the legislation that covers legal and illegal matter in which the salmon farming is, quote, illegal to handle salmon in suspicious circumstances.
I think you killed Psycole.
Oh dear. That has, however, been amended to now include but not limited to trouts, eels, lampreys, smelt, and freshwater fish.
I don't think.
So we're talking. So there is an act of parliament in the UK about fish fiddling.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna put that out there. The fish have teeth, and we're gonna move on from there. Lillith, who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Lily, or Lilith. I'm playing Flo Bleakwood, this satyr / wolf / werewolf / blood hunter / crazy.
Hold
And
on.
this is just fishy at this point.
Has it never ever not been?
Mm-hmm. Why can't you see the map? I have.
I don't know, everything is black. I thought I might be dead already.
No, it's being weird. You should have night vision, so, and it's daytime, so I don't understand why it's being dumb.
I don't have night vision, but I do look. I can see in daylight. If I couldn't, I would be blind.
Yes, and it's daylight, so I don't understand why you can't see shit.
I tendency stuff?
There's little dots all over the place that are just black.
Yes, because those are trees,
Oh, I can
and
see.
that's line of sight. So
I can see.
yes, apparently I turned off daylight mode. I don't know why, but yes,
I can
those.
see
You
clearly
just
now.
you just didn't want the satyr to see anything. It's fine.
The black line things are line of sight, and those things are trees. So,
Yeah,
let's.
I wouldn't mind the trees. It was just that everything was black, and I thought I might have died
Yeah, no,
or
no.
fallen.
I've fallen.
And I
I
couldn't
can't
remember if I have fallen.
Terris.
Hello, I am Terris, your friendly neighborhood ferret. Today I am playing Eberron Weaver, the albino drow bard. And there is a species of lizard in Australia, a desert lizard, called the thorny dragon, or the thorny devil, Moloch horridus, who drinks water by standing in damp sand and sucking it up along its skin until it reaches its mouth. So essentially, the thorny devil drinks with its feet.
Trivia.
That must taste weird.
Yes.
Lizardy.
And my brain just went. Okay, that's a thing. Psycole.
I am. Oh shit! Sorry, my brain went blank.
Beggar.
I am Psycole. I am playing Remus Daldorn, one half of the Daldorn Kalashtar twins. He likes to hit things. And having recently rewatched some of the episodes for some clips for Ardana, I realise he really wants to hit a door at some point.
Door, 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 door.
I mean, you got a chance to hit some doors. So, you know.
I know. but the
He's
massive collection
adorable.
of lockpicks.
Like
Well-
on the wiki page underneath like enemies, it will have door at the front, at the top.
This party has an unreasonable collection of people that has lockpicking
Skills, yeah.
proficiency. Yeah.
It's almost like when you gather a group of morally ambiguous people, at least someone is gonna have a set of lockpicks and know how to use them.
I know how to use my head.
That too.
Well, I think we are all sufficiently covered from a lockpicking point of mind. There are 3 that prefer to pick locks, and there are 2 that prefer to use blunt force trauma. And in all situations, the door will open.
With or without an explosion?
Yes. Speaking of morally ambiguous people, Romulus, aka Nathan.
Hello, I'm Nathan. I play Romulus Daldorn, the Kalashtar Hexblade Warlock. And did you know that a group of hedgehogs is called a prickle?
Yes.
I love that.
Did you also know that a group of lemurs is called a conspiracy?
Yes.
Did you know that a group of cheetahs is called a coalition?
I did not know that one, and that's odd because I know most of the collective nouns.
Yeah, but you worked
A
as
group
a
of rhinoceri is called
Huh?
a crash.
Okay, how about
Oh, no.
hippopotamuses?
a murder.
Can't remember that one, but I did know it back in the day. But I don't know
apparent-
this because I worked at a zoo. I know this because I hosted Fame Trivia for 3 years.
Apparently, it's called a bloat of hippopotamuses
That's right.
and an unkindness of ravens.
Yes.
One of my favourites.
Yes.
One of my favourites is a flamboyance of flamingos.
Yes. And according to my
Parliament
son,
owls.
a group of middle-aged Karens with children is called an inconvenience.
Hmm.
All
Isn't
right.
it? Call my
Also
manager.
true.
Give
Isn't
your
it
hand
call
a
your
hand.
manager?
Give your son a
Yes.
handshake for me.
I mean, as someone who's seen hippos and know how dangerous they are, a group of them would be, oh fuck, run away.
That's also true.
Starfish don't have brains.
This is true. Neither do I. Maybe I'm a starfish.
No, you're a ferret. And hi, I'm Ardana or Joe or you there, since Lillith is here. I am the GM and channel runner around these parts, and we could talk animal trivia all night, but I think we're here to play D&D specifically. So,
Who cares?
and anyone?
Let's play Blake's Bingo instead. Legs 11. I'm joking.
Anyone want to give us a recap of last time?
88. 2 fat ladies. No.
Recap? Yes, I can do recap. Recap is my job.
Psycole is the golden child.
Ba-da, ba-da, bam, ba-da, bam, bam.
Last time the party was sane. We started
Same?
with Oren having a flashback to his most recent death, and the scene he saw, that being his patron playing dice with another woman. Anyway, that's kind of how we started, and then we moved on. So we had a very serious conversation with Flo about her joining us for further adventures. We have at least secured her services via a few detours before we get to the Great Crag, and needs to hand in her bounty. And we have also committed to making sure that she actually gets her bounty for the first time ever, we believe.
It
We
would
spent
be nice, wouldn't it?
It would. We spend one more night in the village, and we finish up by leaving some messages to any potential visitors about the weird shadows in the night, which we have not dealt with, and I'm sure will not come back to bite us on the arse at some point. Semi-innocent look. Okay, fine. We are fucked. Right.
We are definitely fun.
Yes.
Consequences.
We carried on our journey, and after about 6 hours of travel, we noted the tower that we are looking towards, as well as it being surrounded by said flesh forest being mentioned earlier. We're fucked. Anyway, we were slightly puzzled by the border, where the road that we were travelling suddenly seems to stop. And we also found some rather interesting warnings to members of the Silver Flame, and the fact that they are not welcome in Droem, the new nation that we have entered. Our own attempts to make a gift out of some of the bits and pieces that he finds on some of the bone trellises, but Flo is not particularly accepting, so Romulus takes it instead. Craren does a bit of a data dump on Mordane's Hall, namely that it is a very bad idea to go through the woods in its entirety, and therefore we should probably take the main route in to deal with the fact that there is skinweavers and other monstrosities in the forest. So we travel around and move a bit closer, but then we have to rest. And during the night, no, in the morning, no, sorry, time of day, get it right. At some point that rest, we start to feel slightly uneasy, as if we are being watched, and Remus somehow manages to see, despite having the shittest dark vision out of the entire party, a gargantuan creature moving across the plain. Flo gives us a bit of detail, and explains that it is it's thought to be a myth, some sort of beast, even, sorry, and it's normally used as something to scare children into doing what they're supposed to do. We set up camp and rest. In the morning, we continue to navigate the forest, or circumnavigate the forest, before going inside, and we start to hear some weird clicking and rustling, and then a Drider appears and offers some confusing thoughts about wishing to leave, but also having loads of children, and Oren manages to successfully barter further passage through the forest, at which point we continue on, and the Dryder and its children hide. And that, I think, was where we left it.
Indeed. You can take a point of inspiration for that recap. If you have it, you can bounce it. Otherwise, just, yeah, yours. To do it what as you please.
I will bounce it because I didn't use it last time. Hello. All right. Have you missed me?
All right, who are you bouncing it to? Who wants the point of inspiration?
Who wants it? Who doesn't have
I've
inspiration?
still got,
don't
I
have.
think.
Okay, Flo will get it. She was the first to voice it.
Never fucking mind, I do have it.
Ah!
Well,
I mean, I don't, but I also never use it, so there you go.
Well, we'll give it to Carnis for safekeeping. Give it
fuck
to
you.
Candy for safekeeping. It can be stored there until...
I'll keep
later
it up
use.
my sleeve.
Yes.
You have sleeps? Wow.
yes, he's a wizard. Of course he has sleeves. You know, it's really hard to play D&D and divorce yourself from the idea that you're playing in a medieval fantasy setting, and instead you're playing in an like early industrial revolution type setting. I still keep imagining Remus as wearing hide armor, when that's not really the case.
I think you've also described him as like the tallest in the party and heavily muscled, and he's
not.
as trim as Romulus, and he's actually I think we agreed he was like a centimeter shorter as well.
Yeah. I mean, I've said you have different physique, which is just like, that's what happens when one of you is swinging around a really heavy hammer and the other one is swinging a ghost sword that weighs nothing.
One of these is not like the other.
So that's kind of what happens when you swing around heavy weapons versus someone who was... I mean, I can imagine that, you know, Romulus was in jail and you don't really have that much other than working out to do in jail. So... But there's still a difference
I like
between...
to think I'm healthy.
Yeah. So there's a difference between mercenary and staying fit. There's quite a bit of a difference there when it comes to actual strength.
Swinging the dead.
That's fair.
Uh,
Who is the tallest member of the party? Aaron's only 5'9".
I haven't got the foggiest. I'm sure Craren has some height.
Aaron is twink-sized.
That's something you just said.
I absolutely did.
I'm fairly certain we're both about we're 5'9", 5'10". I think we said 5'10".
yeah. So I think the twins are actually the tallest ones. Unless Craren is taller, and I know that Flo is the shortest one right now.
I am 5 foot. Beat that, bitches.
All right. So,
Aaron is just pleased that he's not the shortest one in the party. Now.
currently. But, okay. If we are all as comfortable as we are going to get, let's get started.
Yes.
Flo. The scents of this forest are wrong. Rotting, kind of molding, metallic and salty, like blood, almost. The fur at the back of your neck keeps tingling as if you're being watched. The Dryder was concerning, and knowing that there are beings stranger yet, it's more disturbing than... There are beings stranger and more concerning than him. Bounce around in your mind as you walk through the winding paths between these odd and slightly off-colored trees. The moisture of the air clings to your skin, tickling under your armor. You look around between the people you're traveling with. They're a strange bunch, but they have proven useful. Your haul is on their cart. Your safety has been shored up by their skills and numbers. Hell, one even offered to be part of your pack. You feel your teeth kind of tingle with the idea of spreading that gift. Your mind drifts, and even though the ground crunches with the bones of dead things and the air is thick with the gaze of hundreds of focused eyes, you lose track of time until suddenly a tall tower rises from the thick air in front of you. It's covered in strange crystals, dripping with disturbing purple and green liquid, and guarded by trees that seem to wither with necrotic energy. What do you do, Flo?
She will look at the rest and do her usual, take your fingers together and be like, "This place is smelling as horrible as that bark tasted."
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I don't think it's. I've never seen a tower that drips.
You want me to take a look, see if it's poison?
Well, I don't know what you. I know you guys are here for the sword thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And since you said it was, was it cursed? You said.
Possessed?
Possessed.
Something.
Then I would. And if this person can help with getting rid of the curse that you're looking for, but if he lives here, I might suggest he might be a necromancer or something.
Oh, no.
For posterity. It's the same guy that made the sword possessed. So we figured he might know how to undo that. Seemed like a logical conclusion.
But if he's the one who cursed it, wouldn't he like it to be cursed?
Who knows? All we do know is that he knows we're coming.
If I recall correctly, didn't Silence want this blade possessed, and the wizard did it for her? Is that? Am I? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like. So, yeah, it wasn't this guy's choice to do it. He could do it, but it wasn't his plan to do it. It was
in that sense.
Yeah.
So it was an accident?
I don't think it was an accident, no. So basically, before we met you, we had an encounter with this tiefling who was the previous owner of my sword. And she made it... she asked this guy to put this demon into the sword. So she wanted power, and now the sword is kind of corrupt. By no means was it an accident, but I can only hope that it can be reversed.
Did you just tell Flo that there's a demon inside your sword?
I believe that's exactly what just happened.
I
Yeah.
Because
did.
it only mentioned it possessed. So she's like, "Oh my god, it's a person in there. That's not that as bad." And you can just see her eyes widen.
I don't think I've properly informed you of the gravity of the situation, have I?
I am quite sure you should throw it into lava right now. Like my
Well,
mentor said.
Flo, there's no lava right
Yeah.
now. So we probably,
Oops.
maybe a little bit, should probably talk to the dude that stuck the demon in the sword and see if maybe we can, I don't know, stick the demon in the lava. Yeah.
Not to be, and she will tilt her head slightly, rude, but demons are fire resistant.
Oh,
Hmm.
oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I-
not
I-
all
Some
of them,
probably
but
wouldn't
yeah.
work.
I haven't seen demons myself, but and she, you can see her ears going down again. I do remember my mentor telling me about them when we had sword fights, yelling the information to me.
You got a lot of yelling and not a lot of kind words as a child, didn't you?
Oh, he was kind. He made very good food, and like I told you, he just wanted me to stay safe because of what I am. I mean, not many look
You
kindly
mean
to
friend
someone
shape?
who's and he even gave me these clothes in case, since I end up transforming a lot when I have to, and my clothes break. He gave me these clothes that will mend themselves. It will take some time, but they do mend themselves. And he also gave me this, and she will show them the red pendant she has.
Oh, what's that?
Every time I'm close to death, I will kind of like hear his voice, and I will just get back up.
Oh,
Interesting.
maybe he is a nice guy and we shouldn't be
He-
so harsh.
He is very nice. Of course, like I told you, he was a bit harsh on the training, but he just wanted me safe.
I can accept that, I think. Maybe. Okay.
And he told me I someday will get my own family, like a pack. And I hope I'll get that someday.
Oh, you will. Don't you worry.
And you can see her look at you like a puppy with her eye, just her tail wagging a little bit.
No.
Pat your head. You will. Don't you worry.
And so she is so tempted to bite you right now.
Player question.
Yes.
Have you decided what kind of magic or specific magic has been used to bind this demon into this sword?
Yes.
Okay. And considering Cran had no real insight more than knowing that these things do exist and how they work in general, but not necessarily specific, I would assume that he hasn't necessarily, considering we haven't passed by any decent libraries or things of the sort, he wouldn't really have learned too much about this since. For obvious reasons, because there's no things to study in that sense.
No, I'd say that you still have that nagging feeling at the back of your mind that you've read something about it, but you can't really remember. You know where to find the information, but that library ain't here. It's almost on the other side of the continent.
Craren is mostly wondering.
Unless you manage to...
If for tits and pickles, he would just try to dispel the magic, but he also knows that this is way above his pay grade, so it's like, I might as well try, but it also might as well not work at all.
Yeah, I'd say that you're pretty sure that dispelling the magic of the sword might work. Might ruin the sword in the process.
Because Craren is quite convinced that this is not a curse in that sense.
No, I'd say that you know that from what you from what you remember and what you've talked about, the demon Lunette has been bound to this item using magic. You can try to dispel the binding magic, but since you don't know exactly what was used to bind her, you might cause other magical effect to vanish instead and still leave Lunette bound to the sword.
That is entirely fair.
But you know that there are ways to, if you learn how, what magic has been used, you can dispel that specific magic.
Mm-hmm. And you're just
Alright.
casually folding yourself into
I'm wrapping
9
my feet.
layers of knots.
I'm wrapping my feet in my blanket because my feet are cold.
Oh no. Query.
Yes.
Has anyone tried to identify this sword?
I don't think you had access to
I don't recall.
identify.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No.
No.
I do have access to identify, so I imagine it's taken several days, possibly a week, of Oren sort of side-eyeing the sword as he's just...
Yeah,
I
you
don't know,
can't.
is that 10 minutes?
You also can't see the sword unless it's been drawn.
So
Yeah.
it might be a bit risky.
Yeah, but I think it's just, hey, can I look at that for like 10 minutes?
Never mind the part where you're having a cost
also-
associated with this and Craren doesn't.
When you're looking at the map, you see that there are 3 things. So that's me trying to fit all 3 parts of a tower into one map, so I don't have to make 3 different maps. Technically, all those 3 circles you see on the map are one tower. It's just 3 floors.
Sure.
Okay.
Because I didn't feel like making 3 separate maps when you will be going
Understand.
chip, 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 to get to the top.
Right.
Interesting.
So just think of it as really big fuck off trees standing there. Yeah, that works too, because but yeah, Romulus would also have to hold the sword at the same time, otherwise it just vanishes back into the sheath. But yeah, you could probably identify it.
Yeah, I think the conversation, I think it would be before this, though, would have just gone, hey, Romulus, whip out your sword so I can touch it for like 10 minutes.
Now that's a sentence.
I've just killed Ardana.
Bards doing bards things.
Pull down your pants.
Bards doing bard things.
Be gentle,
Well-
it's delicate.
Gotcha.
Harder than it looks.
I mean, the sword is fine.
That
Yeah,
was
so he would-
sparkling water that I have now in my sinuses.
You're welcome. Really clears them out. So,
Yeah.
so gently, just did you really want to try identifying my sword right now?
I think it would be before
Here.
this had happened.
Oh, I see. Retrospectively.
Yeah, I think it would be a retro. Just
Yeah, I mean,
it was a player would have. Player forgot that player had identify. Oren
Yeah.
would not have forgotten that Oren has identify.
I mean, sure.
Yeah,
if
I mean, we-
you're up for it, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably while they were in the cart. Just hey, whip out your sword. I want to touch it.
All right.
Is this going to be going into your compilation?
Is this costing
Probably
extra?
yes. For those wondering, this channel is 18 plus. Please respect this.
Hi, YouTube.
Hi. This is why I'm not getting monetized. Anyway, so yeah, during.
It's innuendo. Disney has done worse.
Yes, but Disney is also a multinational company with a lot of money.
Fuck Disney.
I am not a multinational company with a lot of money. I hope to be, but
Maybe
I'm
you
not.
should be.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so, casting Identify on,
The sword.
on the sword. Please give me a wisdom save.
Ah, bloody hell! Of course.
It's not a very high
I'm on
DC.
medium. Is that fine?
Yeah, go for it.
That's a 17.
Yeah, you're fine. You sit there for a moment, focusing, and as you cast Identify on this, the first sense that you get from this sword is rapid descent. Just
Whoa.
from high above the ground and just slamming straight into the ground itself. Like a meteor hitting the plains. And you feel that
Wow.
surge through you, but manage to stay coherent through the whole thing. And you get this story of this shard, this crystalline shard, being picked up from the crater and then whittled down and forged into a blade. With the runes scribed along the side, someone giving it the name Starfall, and all the while glittering slightly in blue and green along the edges, but over centuries losing that, becoming what looks like just your average longsword in looks, other than the draconic inscriptions along by the handle. Still pulled in by this Identify spell, you quickly get that this longsword has stages that you can unlock. You're not sure how, but it currently is tainted by the spirit that has been bound to it. Instead of the brilliant light of a star that it's supposed to give off, it deals life-stealing energy in form of necrotic damage. And you also, with the Identify spell, realize that because of this taint from Lunette, the spirit that lives, it has been cursed. And the current wielder cannot willingly depart with it. And will in fact get sick if left too long apart from the sword. But yes, you feel that. So, quick summary of what you would realize. You realize that Starfall is made from a dragon shard originally, but has lost a lot of its power because it wasn't wielded for a very long time. Silence, through the story you heard, found it, brought it to Mourning, who bound Lunette to it which corrupted the sword. And it has several stages to it that will be awakened through use. But you're not sure what they are. And you also know that it is meant to deal radiant damage, but currently deals necrotic.
Okay. He would think about this for a minute, and he's just, mate, you can't part with that sword right now or you're gonna get sick, first of all.
Okay, not ideal.
Second, her name's Starfall.
Okay, yeah, I knew that bit already.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's got stages that are pretty much unlockable at some point, but not with Lynette in there. And Lynette has tainted her.
Noted, okay. Has there been any info about a woman with white hair and green eyes?
I didn't get that, did I?
No.
Okay.
Nah.
Interesting.
Nah, not that I saw.
I also say, because that's the way Identify works, you know that a powerful enchantment has been used to bind Lunette to the sword.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Well, good thing we're here, I suppose. Not ideal, but
Yeah.
hopefully
It could be worse.
could be worse. Could be a lot better.
Yeah, at least the demon's not trying to possess you, right?
I hope not.
Yeah.
Because she's part succubus, isn't she, or incubus? Succubus is female, right?
Well, is she a top or a bottom? Because that's how you
That's
tell.
what. You Kinda hard to tell because she's all over the place. But she did describe it as
Wondering
when a
whether you will
succubus
be
and a
for a ride
chain
or
devil. She did describe it as when a succubus and a chain devil hates each other very, very much. She appeared.
Okay, well, hopefully she's not going to try and possess me, because I don't really fancy discovering what kind of kinks that unlocks. But
Are you sure?
Berry. Anyway, let's shall we? Moving on.
All right.
Oh, dear.
So you move up towards the towers, and you do find that this tall, kind of slim tower built of what looks like weird crystals that seem to have grown out of a 1, 2, 3, 4 circular structure at some point. It's kind of hard to tell if it's crystal or fungus. It's kind of a little bit of both that seem to grow from this tall, about, how tall would it be? 30 feet total tower that has like a, not like a peak at the top, but more like a dome at the very top. And surrounded by murky, weird, like red and green tainted water, or tinted water, and these warped necrotic trees. It's very easy to find a door to get inside. It looks like just a wooden door in this wall of crystals. Hello?
Hello.
Anyone doing anything?
Oh, okay.
I was just waiting for someone to do something.
Are you expecting us to do things?
Yes, that
I thought
helps.
the cameras froze.
Is there a bell?
No. It looks like a wooden door made out of the same materials as the trees around you. And
Is there a Kanaka?
No.
What?
Remus? A Kanaka.
Oh,
The tower on fire.
mean, you can
door
try.
Time.
It's door time.
It's door time. We could knock. We could see if we can pick the lock if it's locked. Oh, we can bust it down. Well, how are we feeling?
Remus will turn to Flo, and I'll say, "Flip before it," and I'll pull a coin out. and
And you
I'll
can see Flo being like standing with both arms, being like, yes, 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 yes.
call it, Flo.
Maybe
Heads.
to open it first.
Heads. Can someone roll a coin?
Roll a
Flip
coin.
Well, you can do flip coin in the chat. Exclamation point, flip coin, one word. There we go. Tails. Remus.
Remus will approach. Remus will approach the door. Oh no! Jason's flipped and got heads. It's a bit cheating if I do it. All yours, Flo.
And she won't ask anyone about anything, and she will go here.
Doors
And
have
take-
handles. Use them.
She's not listening. And she will just sprint up to the door and ram into it.
All right. Roll an attack roll.
Let's see, where is my ram? There it is.
Can I make sure I'm relatively close just so I can pile in after?
Can
her?
I please, for the love of God, use my inspiration for that?
Yes. Yes, you may.
I don't want another bleeding incident. Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's not a lot better now.
You
It is
run
better.
up to the door head first, and just as your head makes contact with the door opens.
Did someone open the door?
Yes. On the inside, as you stumble
Can we
through
make this
it.
better?
Okay.
Yeah, someone just opening the door and she's just running through. And
Yes.
like just basically tripping on herself and like rolling in and being like a little bit dizzy as she sits on the floor and be like, open it!
Ooh,
Flo, Remus, you were following right behind, and
Yep.
you see just inside the door, as the door has opened outwards or inwards, this strange creature doesn't really have any arms, but 4 limbs seem to move out from the torso with long pike-looking appendages that seem to have pressed down the handle and made the door open, and is now confusedly looking between the outside and Flo on the floor. Flo, you managed to stop just next to what looks like the summoning circle with a whirlpool of power that leads up. The rest of the floor around you is just covered in growths. Fungus,
Question.
mushrooms, and what probably once upon a time was living beings.
Question.
Yes.
Is it like made of charcoal, the circle that's in front of her?
No. It's
Is it like hacked in
glowing.
stone?
It seems to have been like etched into a stone, like a huge stone in front of you, and the circle is glowing.
Because if it was basically charcoal, she would just like lick her thumb and like start scorching it to destroy it just for fun. But she can't do that, so
Yeah, no, this has been etched into the stone itself.
and she will just stand up, like brush off her clothes a little bit, like shake her fur a little bit and look back and be like, oh, hello.
Hello.
Remus kind of walks in.
I
Hi.
follow after.
Hi.
Evening.
Evening.
Hi.
Remus looks very prim and proper for some unknown reason. We're here to see the master of the house.
Oh, Master's upstairs. Want me to announce you? Master is not expecting guests.
It might be. And he'll turn to Craren. Appropriate? Question mark.
It's a surprise party.
Okay, it's a surprise party.
Surprise
Ah,
Did Crown not send like magic paper?
yes. Basically just saying we have your sword.
Surprise party. Take the lift. Be careful. Take the lift. Don't fall off. Please stay a while.
Stay a while. Thank
There, Mr. Kane.
One at a time. Take the lift. Master. Oh, hi. It looks between Oren and Craren, and then
What?
the rest of you, and something seems to click behind eyes that look oddly mismatched in size, though completely black, as if no irises or scleras exist. Yes, the master is expecting you. Take the lift, don't fall off.
Thank you.
Remus.
Yes.
They look quite handy.
Yes.
You can see her just with her like a big grin with her fangs and being like a puppy, being like very excited.
Ilos will get a weird twitch. As Remus is mildly frustrated. The one first.
Ah,
Right.
that's a shiver down my spine.
Who's going first? And Craren, how does this stuff work?
I was about to say, does anyone here actually know how this quote unquote lift works?
No.
I'm guessing we have to stand in it.
Craren, as you approach it, it looks kind of familiar. You have seen this sort of magic tech before in other libraries, towers, etc. How it works is you step into this whirlpool of energy, and you focus on where you want to go.
We're going to assume that the only way is up.
It looks that way. As you approach, you can see, if you look up, you see two openings at different levels of the tower. And you can surmise from where you're standing that this tower is in 3 floors, rather high ceilings in each.
Craren will just casually stand in it and just look back at Romulus, just going 2nd floor.
All right.
Not that the words actually have any meaning, but he's not saying that to Romulus.
All right. Yes. All right. You feel this sucking sensation and then a slight burning as you are shunted up into a separate room, which I will describe as soon as everyone arrives.
American second and British second.
I'm now confused because 2nd floor in British means the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
And then...
It's the same in Swedish.
Yeah.
In
okay,
Sweden
perfect.
as well. Yeah.
European 2nd floor versus Americans who don't have a ground, apparently.
America isn't grounded in reality.
Yep. So are all of you following suit, or?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, then I can move all of you onto the top
Plop, plop, plop.
floor of the tower map. Not that you can actually all... And Craren, you realize that you have to get out of the way rather quickly.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Because,
Otherwise you get
people
thwomped.
following.
So, as you get... All of you get that kind of sucking, burning sensation as you're shunted up this whirlwind of energy around you, and you are pushed out onto this floor that seems sturdy enough and a lot cleaner than the floors below you, but only like by comparison. It still has that kind of weird purplish green sheen all over it. The walls seem to have been completely suffused by this crystalline growth. And all around you, you see these machines and tables and tools. There's a bed in a corner that looks made for some reason. All the tools and books and stuff all around you are sorted, organized, but you get the feeling that it's an organized chaos that basically no one except whoever did this has any idea of discerning.
This is organized much like my wife's office. Everything is on top.
Basically. And yeah, in one corner there is what looks like a tank of something. Next to it, it has some tools and contraptions. In one corner there is a cage with a dead body in it. And looking close to it, you see what looks like a skeleton of a large beast of some sort. In another corner, you see what looks like an alchemy station. There's a bookshelf filled with all manner of leather-bound tomes, a table that is covered in books and notes and writing utensils, another table that looks like it has a dissected frog on it next to someone's breakfast.
Breakfast
Oh.
is specific.
Yeah, it kind of looks like oatmeal and toast right next to this dead frog that's on top of
Oatmeal
a
toast.
boat.
Frog.
Yeah, frog. Frog toast.
I have put something in the chat, which is why I have been quiet, because Oren was starting to screech this in my head.
I like this.
I am concerned, because it is to the tune of Copacabana.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I get it. I'm getting that.
Is someone going to sing this now?
Please,
I'm doing it
not
in my
me.
head purely because I am not doing it out loud.
Let's not say we did, because copyleft is the thing.
yes.
Yes, anyway.
I mean,
and I
I
only know
would be
parts of
parody.
Copacabana.
Oh, this looks like a interesting place.
Like you can make yourself at home.
In a weird, slightly blood-filled, postulated laboratory with weird stuff and frog guts on toast.
I mean, I feel you're being a bit judgy about the whole situation. I'm just saying it exists here. It's a tower, and it hasn't done weird things to us yet.
I would
With some
like
spring
to-
cleaning and some elbow grease, you might as well make this decent.
I would
We
like
could
to
have a
point
tower.
I would like to point out that being sucked up the middle of the tower and squeezed
Sucked?
into some sort of sucked up the middle of a tower to get to the second floor rather than using the traditional method of stairs would be considered weird in most people's books.
I mean, again, I feel you're
I've
being
been
a bit
sucked
judgy,
by-
but I see where you're coming from.
Oren, I
I've
don't care what
been
you've been sucked by.
more unusual things than this.
I knew that was coming. Oren.
No, not like that. I mean, probably, but not like that. Hey.
Anyone who wants, please give me a perception check.
Perception?
Why
Yes.
do you need to
Perception.
ask for things that is completely bonkers?
Remus is too disgusted to roll.
Oh, there you go.
23.
Nice. All right. So
That's the first time in fucking forever. But on the other hand, this wasn't night shift, so yeah.
yeah, you know. And Oren, you said 23.
23.
Nice. All right.
That was
so,
a nat 19.
That's really good. Flo, you're too busy trying to figure out like the bed you're standing next to is pristinely clean. Like there is a this sheep's pelt on top of it. It's completely untouched
Oh,
by
no.
anything around you. The bed linen are clean. There's like nothing of anything around you that has touched these bed sheets. You are completely distracted by the fact that this bed is clean and nothing else is in this room. Oren and Kryren, you notice first. Oren, you start seeing this growth coming out of the floor, just wiggling a little bit, stretching and pulling, and then you see the top of a head popping out of the ground. Craren, you notice seconds after as it.
Yeah, I think Aaron has grabbed your arm and given you a shake. Just.
And Romulus, you turn around just in time to notice this thing climbing up from the floor next to you and reaching out with what looks like long tendrils of almost like tree bark and just patting you on the head. Just fascinating. I was told you had something I have worked on.
Fancy meeting you here.
Oh,
Nah.
more guests. Welcome. Welcome.
Excellent.
How can I be of service?
I want to talk, but I feel like he can quite happily rip my head off if I.
Let me show you what you're looking at.
Mother.
I
God.
don't want to know.
Any part of him that is original?
Most of
Half-
it.
Probably apart from the brain.
I only had a brain.
It seems like his ears and face, like the jawline and the ears, seem elven. The rest has been twisted and warped and changed.
Yeah, not what I was expecting. I don't
You
know what I was
haven't
expecting.
been- Well, you haven't been seen in company with living things for a while, Morden. So I'm going to assume it's unusual for you to see things that breathe next to you.
Most things next to me breathe. At least for a while. Not everything survives, though. That's a shame.
Breathing more out of habit than any other reason.
Habits is such a strong incentive, I've found. How can I help you? I am frightfully busy.
You
Though-
have received word.
I did. Oh, I'm guessing you're the one who sent it. And he kind of glides over to Craren. His feet his feet never really looks like they're leaving the floor at all. Just almost squirms over and just, I sense arcane talent.
Obviously.
But different kind. You... And you see his eyes flash white for a second. It's... Illusionist.
Yes.
Fascinating. Never dabbled. Found the transmutation school more interesting.
It has its uses, I will say.
Now, you said you had a sword of mine that I have worked on.
Yes.
And you see a quick glance between all of you, and then I don't see it.
Do you have to?
And you
You
hear
know
like
enough about it to know where it is. You're not that stupid.
No. You hear the sniffing sound, And then head turns back to Romulus. You. Huh.
Yes.
Now what can I do for you?
We had an encounter with a tiefling called Silence, who
Yes.
asked you to put a demon into the blade.
Yes, I remember the silence.
We have come here today to ask if it would be possible for you to remove this demon from the blade.
Possible, yes, but what should I? What's in it for me?
What do you want?
So many things. Oh, you are a rarity. And he's gonna glide up to Oren and just
Okay.
albino. Haven't seen the one of you in a decade.
We're a little bit rare, yeah.
It's relative. Do you have any other albino relatives that you haven't seen in like 10 years?
Well, we're sort of selectively bred for it, so probably. I don't know my family.
Really? Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't tell. Elf, yes. What type?
Drow.
Fascinating.
I'm a long way from home.
Yes.
Makes me rarer, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. What do you want?
So
Your
many
skin as a rug.
No, that would be far too crude. Oh, so many. So many. I don't know what you. And he turns to look at Flo. Also a rarity. You bring so many nice gifts.
You can just hear like a, you know, when a wolf growls like in, you can hear that rumbling from her throat.
A sheep that growls. How fast?
Not
Fine.
She's had enough.
You know
You-
what? You know what? You know what? You are all so fascinating. I could ponder for days. But of all the people here, I think, and he's gonna turn his head from one to the other to the next, and then back to Oren. You.
Yeah.
I just want a vial of your blood and a hair from your head.
Is this deal a no questions asked deal, or can I ask a few questions about what you're gonna do with it?
Ask away. Ask,
Cannot hear that, Joe.
ask
Do you
away.
hear me?
Ask anything
there you
you want.
So what are you gonna do with the hair and the blood?
Well, it's not every day a ghost spider skitters their way into my lair. I want to see if I can get the traveler's blessing.
All right.
Excellent.
And you'll get rid of the demon in the sword for my friend, so he's not gonna be sickened if he parts ways with it. Then, yeah?
Yes. I will unbind Lunette from the sword for you.
I have one other point. that I'd like to talk to you about.
All right.
I met some kin in the forest. You might know him.
Kin.
A
There
cousin of sorts.
is no drow living in my forest.
He's not a drow.
Huh. Oh, you mean the Eladrin Rider.
Yeah. What would I have to give you to free him? To send him home?
What would you miss the most?
That's a hard one.
My mind.
How about the pinky tip?
Take it.
Then we have a deal.
Done.
And I assume that... You know what? To make it fair, the vial and the hair now, and then I unlock the sword. And then when your friend is back at Shailiralandar, I'll take your pinky.
All right.
That sounds like a fair deal, doesn't it?
Shall we shake?
Yes. And you see him reach forward this 3-tendrilled hand towards you.
Am I allowed to insight check that first?
Yeah, go for it.
Not that I'm good at it, but... Oh, never mind, I am.
Say, Morden, how long has it been since you've been excommunicated? Let's call it that.
With a 14, he seems honest. He's not trying to hide anything.
It's so sad my passive is 16.
I know. Oh. Well, do you mean when I was excoriated or when they tried to murder me?
Let's say both, because it's about the same time.
Roughly the same time, yes. I'd say about 200 years or so.
Have you had any subjects since? Or just the odd passers-by?
Well, of those who wander into my forest, uninvited, unwanted, not missed, there have been several. They don't leave.
No, I'm suggesting that in the unlikely event that, how shall I phrase this in a way that makes sense? Let's say that people back home have undesirables.
Well, if I can always use new subjects, but I have spent a century or more developing elves.
Yes.
But if they wander into my forest, into my lair uninvited, I'll take what I can get. It's not like I want to leave, really.
I mean, on the other hand, you don't have any reason to leave anymore.
No, I do not. I have my books, my research, my forest, and
You
the...
have a fleeting sense of everything.
You are trampling close to being rude. Well,
Rude, if you wish. Yes, maybe.
hmm.
True to fact, still.
I do kind of appreciate your matter of fact tone, but be careful. Now, and as he grasps your hand, Oren, in that three-pronged grip, you feel this pain raking across your hand.
Ow.
And then as he withdraws his hand, you see this kind of a small glass vial that he twirls and puts inside, and the
All right.
top of your hand is bleeding.
That
Now,
wasn't so bad.
single strand of that pale white hair.
And he'll just take your pick.
He's got reached forward again with the long, tendrilled hands and just grab a hair and just bing.
Ow.
Pleasure doing business. And he's gonna grab another thin glass vial, put it in, put a stopper in, and disappear it into his robes. Now,
I'm probably going to be in a bit of trouble for that, but I don't really care.
I still don't see the sword. I can understand where it is.
Would you like me to get it out?
Well, it will make this ordeal.
I suppose it would make it
easier.
easier, yes. Okay, and I go and pull the sword.
I haven't met someone with that skill in a couple of years now. Interesting. Well, this might sting a bit.
Ready?
You see him grab one hand that seems to have deteriorated a bit, and then that three-fingered hand smack together and then draw out from each other, and you see what looks like this lattice of energy that seems to shimmer, and his eyes go to this kind of a green-gray color as he spreads out this lattice and moves it over where you're holding the sword. It seems to vibrate around, and Mordain's whole body seems to contort a bit as power builds in like pulsing waves across his whole body. And those of you standing close, everyone except Remus is standing really close. You feel this kind of tingling, burning, like if you've ever stood close to an electrical fire, that kind of sparking warmth. And Romulus, you start feeling this burning from your arm all the way up to your neck, and then in your mind you hear, what are you doing? Oh, I see. You don't want to play with me anymore?
It's time for you to go.
Yeah.
Ah, you thought it would be that simple, did you? I wanted to play. I still want to play, but I guess if this is how you want it, let's dance a final time. And you see this power keep building around around Mourning, across the sword, and then the whole room seems to vibrate. And Romulus, you're standing closest. You see Mourning's both eyes just light up in fear as he throws the lattice up. The power still lingers around the sword, and you see this shadow start drawing out of the sword, as if you got this snowball effect that isn't stoppable anymore. And then he floats back away from you and throws up what looks like a force field across himself, just locking himself into this ball of protection. And you feel the sword burning in your hand, Romulus, and you can't let it go. Trying to let go of it, it just grips harder. And then, just as you see this black-clad figure step out of the lattice, the whole room just goes pitch black for all of you.
Oh.
And where did I put you? I'm going to move you here. And you find yourselves in this bubble of absolute darkness. Everyone except Romulus, you cannot see at all. It is black.
It is very magical.
Yes. Romulus,
Shit.
you can see in this because Devil's Sight. And you see that it ends not too far from where you're standing. And you just hear a let's play. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, screw you.
Oh, bloody hell.
God.
Okay, where's my character sheet? Let's do this over here. Character sheet. Roll. Initiative where? There. Roll.
Oh shit. Alright. I also forgot to do the announcement things. We shall see how that goes. Alright, let's bring up the turn order, and we're going to do the initiative. There we go.
Blows is missing.
Yes, Flo.
Yeah, so 15.
Alright. Well, it's not showing up in the turn order. I don't know why. Did you forget to...
Yeah, it is showing up in the dice roll thing.
Yeah, it does. It shows up in the dice roll thing, but not in the turn order. I don't know why.
I even clicked my token.
Sorry. If you click your token and roll again, and then we'll...
I even clicked my token. I did it before.
That's weird.
I mean, I can
There
get
we
the
go.
18. I don't mind getting the 18.
Let's put a 15. Well, not 156. That's not how you get that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. So let me bring on some fight music.
Yay.
Let me see. Come on, Sirenscape. You know you want to work with me.
No.
Or Endscape.
Is this the one?
Cerniscop.
There it is.
That feels like that feels like Dracula music circa electronica.
I know.
I'm not
Quite
hearing
cool.
any music because I'm not in Sirenscape.
Uh-huh.
I
I
need
put
that
it on
link.
this. I don't always put it on, but this time I was like, oh, you know what? If the DM is saying this week this session's going to be epic, it's time to listen to the music alongside.
I hope so.
Where is music?
It should
I'll
be
I'll pop it in the chat, don't worry.
it.
Please.
Let's see if that's not. That's a little bit loud. Sirenscape. Why?
Where chat?
This reminds me of that scene in Pirates 3 where he's playing the organ with his tentacles from his face.
Yes.
Love it.
You're amazing. Thank you. Best boy.
All right. And you just hear this. Let's play. Remus, you're up first. You currently find yourself in absolute darkness.
Okay, he's going to take a step north.
All right. You take a step north and you find that you can see, like, if you go back and forth, you can see the room
Okay.
and then not see the room and then see the room again.
Nighttime.
Okay.
Daytime.
Nighttime, daytime.
Oh no.
In that case, he'll take another step outside of the
Mhm.
black hole.
And you find yourself in this lavish room. There are pillows and seating places everywhere. You're standing right next to this brazier that lights up the area. And looking closer, you see there's blood on the ground. There's bones in places. There are corpses in cages. And
What?
looking around, you see this, what looks like a dome of darkness that you just stepped out of.
Okay, I will call out to the guys and say, the dome isn't that big, just walk a little and you'll be fine. And then he'll kind of unhook the new shield that he's stolen from the Rakshasas, and
Yeah.
he'll pull out the Warhammer and he'll go, Lynette, I thought you wanted to play.
We're playing hide and seek.
Fine.
Of course we are.
And he will...
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, can I reaction now? By the way, Donna, or do I have to wait?
Yeah, you can. Just give me a moment here. You
Yep.
see
No, I'm fine.
these drapes rustle slightly. With the 21, you notice that these drapes are moving.
So
As if someone just passed through them.
Which drapes? Sorry?
Here. Can you see that?
I'm not seeing a ping unless I'm
There we go.
completely blind. Oh, there we go. Got it.
I was
Okay.
on the wrong layer.
As if someone has just gone through them.
Yes.
Does it show movement? Like it's like, is it going north or going south?
It seems with the 21, I'm gonna say that it looks like. So the drapes are hanging all the way down, and it looks like someone pushed through, so into east.
Oh, is it into the space behind it?
Yeah.
Perfect. So he has. Let me double check. I think he's got 40 foot of movement. So he's done 10 already. So he's going to charge through. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there.
All
If he
right.
can.
Yep.
And then he'll cast his eyes about again to see whether or not he can see her at all.
You look around, and as you charge through, your shoulder bumped something, but you don't see anything.
Okay, so as I bump something, then I just take a swing in that general direction then?
Yep,
Even though
absolutely.
I know it'll be a disadvantage, won't it?
Yes.
So you know what? Because he charged through, I will do it recklessly, because then it's normal, and then I will also rage because he's pissed.
Yep.
So I'm just going to swing with the Warhammer with normal.
Yes.
If that's okay.
Yep, go for it. That's what reckless is for. That will hit, definitely.
Okay. So that is 13 damage because it's now only one-handed, even though I got a crit on the damage for the two-handed. It's not fair. Anyway, sorry. That's 13.
You feel your hammer make contact, and you you just hear a crunching of metal, and a good hit.
Adana, as she goes,
Yeah.
Oren would like to use his reaction, and he's just going to hold up a finger, which nobody can see, and go, and cast with his reaction, zip it.
All right.
Which means she no longer has a mouth. If I think there's a save there.
Yeah.
She needs to make a con save.
You only need to hear it, right? You don't need to see it.
Yep, I only need to hear her.
Okay, con save. That's a 6.
Yep. So
Let me check something. Nope, that's a 6.
Yep. Let me just give you the details here real quick, because this is a newer spell that you probably haven't seen before.
Yeah,
I will just whack it in chat here.
I can't read that. It fucks up the cameras.
Okay. One reaction when a creature within 60 feet of me vocalizes, concentration up to a minute. In response to a creature vocalizing, I make a sharp sound and hold a finger up in an attempt to interrupt them. On a successful Constitution save, they must succeed on a Constitution save or become silenced as its mouth is fused shut for the duration. If I silence a target that is casting a spell, which I'm not, with verbal components, the target's spell slot isn't expended, but its action is wasted. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make a strength saving throw as it tries to tear open its mouth. On a success, the target takes 1d8 slashing damage and is no longer silenced. Alternatively, as an action, the target can use a bladed implement to cut its mouth open, taking 1d8 slashing damage and ending the silence.
Nasty spell.
Oh yeah, it is. And because she did take damage, the invisibility is no longer in effect.
Nice.
So
Excellent.
she hasn't taken damage from me
okay.
yet,
That's
but if
not
she
bad,
wants
yeah.
to talk again, damage
Yeah, no.
will be
So Remus
Yep.
landed a hit.
taken. Yep. Excellent.
Remus just smiles in what is probably the most twisted smile you've ever seen. Anyone would ever have seen Remus do, even though no one can actually see him.
Yeah, no.
And he swings again, but because it's still reckless and he can now see her, it's with advantage. I am crit fishing.
Uh-huh.
I want this bitch dead. Aha!
Yeah.
Nice. Absolutely nice. And I
But
can
that's
actually
the thing.
show up of the amazing art that I found that I'm later gonna have someone else do for me. Pretty please.
Of course.
Let me show
Oh my god.
Lunette.
I love this.
Let's. Ooh.
That is very cool.
Oh, she
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, cat. Okay, I know it's food time. I'm a little bit busy.
A little busy at the moment.
And yeah, so as you land that first hit, And she starts talking, and then suddenly you see her mouth just shut, which is very disturbing because this black-clad, armored-looking figure with like the crown she's wearing seems to be horns growing from her head, and then you see these black eyes under it, and her mouth just stitched shut. And in her hands, you see on the image it's a longsword, but she has 2 really long, sharp daggers in her hands.
Yep.
And she looks like Mourning looked fucked up. Lunette looks like the poster child for crazy.
Remus is smiling like a manic child as well, as he swings out with that second hit and crit.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's what, 16? Is it just 4 damage from rage? Why is it double? Why is it doing that?
Oh, itchy.
It shouldn't double the rage.
Oh, it's just should be 4, so it's just
Yeah.
Yeah, so 20 damage on that second hit then.
Nice. Let me double check something real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Nope. Okay.
I'm sorry if that was deeply upsetting.
Dude, you're fighting a very deeply upsetting character, so minus 20. And you see her, like, her jaws moving as if she's trying to say something, and this, like, grin, even though she can't really move the muscles at all, and just...
What's the matter? Oren got your tongue?
Alright. So that's
Oh,
movement
no.
bonus and 2 attacks, and you see her like kind of tangled in the drapes, and you are on that side of the drapes with her, and you can't see the others at all. Craren.
Craren, yes, that's me. Yes, stuff and things.
And stuffing things.
And stuffing things. Oh yeah.
Cat.
Maybe later.
Okay, I will be
Maybe
right
later.
back.
So elevator music, I guess.
So how are we going to kill this?
He
Oh,
kept
dear.
hitting my hand with his face, and then when I walked into the kitchen, I kicked him across the kitchen because he was in front of my foot.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. It wasn't so much as a
Poor baby.
kick as it was me just shoving him. So,
Poor little thing.
but
How
yes.
dare
Cra-
you be mean to the boy? Sorry.
Yeah, Craren, you look around and it's just darkness. You heard Oren just shushing, and you heard
Counter spell is
voices.
a reaction.
Yes. You have to think you have to see the target to do that.
I don't know. Nah, it literally just said, yeah, see, well, actually, yeah, see things, sure, but on the other hand, nah, actually, dispel magic is an action, but that's not based on vision.
No, counterspell is not based on vision.
It is.
It is?
Casting time, one reaction which you take when you see a creature within 60 feet of you. However, dispel magic is one creature, one object, or magical effect within range.
Alright, yeah. You can absolutely counterspell stuff.
Dispel magic, but yes, same
Yes,
difference
sorry.
in this case.
Dispel magic, yes.
Mhm.
So, What are you targeting?
Straight up darkness.
All right.
No. But on the other hand, let's be fair and darkness, as far as Crier knows, is based on concentration.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for
Mhm.
that, by the way. That's a 15. She's fine.
Yeah, that's still.
Wait, two ones. Nope, it's false. Thank you for the reminder.
which
I completely
point-
forgot his concentration. As your the darkness
Yay,
falls
I can
around
see
you,
things.
you find yourself standing on top of what looks like a liquid in a fountain. Around you are candles, and as you look around, you see three skeletons chained to the fountain. And there are a
Classy.
bunch of bones just littering the bottom under whatever liquid surface you're currently standing on top of.
Aaron, I think we're in people soup.
It would seem that way. It would seem that way. At which point, Craren will see. Does he understand where Lynette is? Or is it just, oh, I can see now. I have heard things, but
You've
does he
heard
know enough?
You've heard things, you've heard attacks. You don't, looking around, you don't see Lynette or Remus at the moment. But if you want, you can give me a perception check.
That would actually make sense in this case.
Yeah, with a 15, you do see some movement of that same drape over here, and you can see what looks like an outline of someone standing against it. Someone tall, say about combined height of her and the crown of about roughly 6 feet.
Craren is figuring that might be what he's looking for and is going to attempt. He's hoping that this is not Remus. He has no idea. He's hoping this is not Remus.
All right.
And he's going to attempt to cast blindness at whatever is at the other side of that.
Okay.
Which
Do you
is
need
a
to see your target?
Con save. Yeah. Well, I can.
You can see her outline. You don't see the target.
Yes. And what's the difference?
It's technically full cover. Not that it was gonna do much. It's fabric, but
Full cover my ass.
you could. No, actually, could get there and see her.
No. At which point, if that is not even going to because of technicalities, not work, he's going to see if this does things. Does 16 hit?
16 will unfortunately just miss. Chromatic orb, you see it burn through the fabric. Well, but I'm guessing, are you using acid as well as usual?
Would inspiration fix this?
Yeah, you can roll again.
At which point we try. If at first you don't succeed, fail and fail again. Eventually you fail upwards.
That will hit. A 25 will hit. It's gonna.
That is a very good failure upwards.
Yeah, it is. The orb cuts through the fabric, and are you using acid as normal, or are you changing it up?
No, this is acid. Because
Okay, So you see it start eating away at the drapes, and you see this large form wearing what looks like an armor-plated dress, long black hair that goes down to the waist, like really thin form with a horned crown that seems to come from the forehead and go back. And it cuts through the form. Remus, you see it just hitting this bit of rock and start melting into it.
I'm going to assume it does some modicum of at all damage.
Oh yeah, it hits. It clearly hits. You just have to roll damage for it.
Yes, but it's more of a passing clean through. That's
Oh no, it hurts, and she's gonna whip her head around, and just you see her mouth has been zipped shut, and you just hear it long exclamation of pain.
So that's 15 points of acid damage.
Excellent.
Don't show that again, thank you kindly. And just
I'm-
glaring daggers at you. You see these black eyes staring at you, Craren.
Hi.
She's
Do I look
trying
like
to
I
growl,
look
but she
bad?
can't open her mouth properly. Alright, you still have movement and a bonus action left.
And just to be contrarian, Karen is going to remain in this people juice.
Alright. That leaves Lunette. Well, that means it's Lunette's turn. And we are going to we're gonna do this. And as her blazing eyes first look at Craren and then slowly move over to Romulus, she's gonna slide through the now ruined drapes to stand next to Remus. And she's gonna take both her hands holding these bone daggers and try to lay them over Remus's shoulders and stab straight into his chest, still just holding eye contact. Let's see. First one is a 30.
Yeah, that will hit.
And the second one is a 21.
That also will hit.
Ow.
I
That
mean, you'd have advantage, so yeah.
Oh yeah, I do. Let's see. Yeah, I have advantage so on both of them. So the first one is 10 piercing and 10 necrotic. You're raging, so half of both. And I need you to make me a con save.
That should just be the 12, not the 18.
Alright, I'm gonna do a
Apologies.
second one for 15 piercing to have to 7, 5 necrotic have to 2, but you do take 2d6. 10 additional necrotic damage have to 5, and where the dagger sunk in, the first one, you start bleeding profusely, and it's not stopping even as she pulls the daggers out and slips away through these drapes.
Excellent. Would I get an opportunity attack as she slips away from me?
No.
Okay.
She's
Just a carpet match.
like, as she starts fading from you, her form seems to shimmer and like almost melt through the drapes.
Ouch.
And 35. We're gonna go.
I'm kind of sorry I stopped your quips.
Here. Oh no, this is funny. All right, Flo.
She will transform,
All right.
and she will start smelling this bitch out.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Da, da, da.
Yeah, you can tell that she has like you smell something that sounds sounds. Yeah, smell sound. Okay.
I can smell sounds.
Yes, you smell something that's
me when I drink
kind of
coffee.
like acidic, metallic tang of something weird bleeding, and with your training, you catch that demonic influence on it, and you also get this heavy scent of Rima's bleeding. And you also, but you realize that she has slipped through to over here.
Oh.
So she slipped away from Remus, but you can see that he has 2 stab wounds in the top of his chest.
So she will basically just like big dog. You know how you kind of like hit people, like slam into them a little bit on the shoulder. That's basically what. Not Remus, but God damn it! Couldn't you have had different name? Remulus. Kind of feels like the little like push as she starts running toward this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Could she, because she used her action, she have used her movement and bonus action.
Yes.
Can I use Blood Melanic? Can I use that?
I think your Blood Maledict is a bonus action.
I'm trying to find it.
Unless it's a reaction. Nope, that's not how you...
Class, Blood Hunter, blah 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 blah. You can invoke a blood curse number of times per short rest based on your level before the active blah 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 and provide curse blah 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 blah. Does this creature have blood?
You can smell it, so yeah. Kind of.
It has a circulatory system.
Yeah, that Crimson Rite isn't gonna help me shit here.
Sorry, I've got the coughs.
No, that's right.
I am trying to find Blood Hunter on D&D Beyond, but it's not.
Yeah, my Blood Rite is not gonna help here. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You're fine.
So she will basically just use her action to like sprint up. Can I tackle her while sprinting?
How much movement do you have?
35. I used 15 more.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh, lordy. That's a 14.
No, you run up and try to barrel into her, and she's just bracing, and you slam into what feels like a metal and bone wall, and you feel like bits of your chest where you hit her just crunch a little bit, and it hurts like a bitch.
Oh no.
They can hear a little bit of a yamper.
You're right.
and, and you can just see, like, she is not caring anything about anyone else at the moment. She's like, this thing in front of me is my target right now. She doesn't care shit about anyone else.
All right, Oren.
Yes.
No, wait. That was
No?
that was your stuff. So Oren, yes.
Yeah. So Oren, I've got to find the thing. Ruler is going to head up. I think I've got 30 feet of movement, so that's where I can get to. He's going to head up here.
Mhm.
And he's going to look at his twin friend there. Do I have a heal? I've got a heal somewhere. I've got to have a heal somewhere.
I haven't seen Noran in heels, no?
Yes, I do have a heal. So he's going to bonus action healing word. Is that Romulus or Remus? That's Remus
Yes.
that just got attacked. Yeah, he's going to bonus action healing word Remus for 5, which I imagine stops the bleeding.
It seems to heal him, but the bleeding does not stop.
Shit. Shit. And then he's going to turn on, he can see, what's her face from here, right? Lunette?
From where you're standing right now, Lunette has 3/4 cover but you can barely see her.
That's okay, because all he's going to do is just, go to her. It's so much nicer not having to listen to you. Because if we wanted to hear an soul talk, we'd fight. And cast vicious mockery on her.
All right. So that's a
A
wisdom
wisdom
save.
save, please.
That's a 10.
Yep, so she will then take 3 damage and have disadvantage on her next attack.
All right.
And that is Oren completely done.
That's a weird way of flirting. I bet you say that to all the sentient humanoids.
Yeah, I've never said it to you, have I?
I mean, not yet.
Not
All right.
yet. Maybe.
Romulus. You're muted. You don't have a microphone.
My first question is, do I still have Starpool on me?
You feel the handle in your hand, and you look down, and you see this glowing white sword in your hand.
Okay. Lynette, it's time to meet your maker. I'm going to... okay. What? No, like, flow is in the way. I can't do it like any... So if I do...
So from where you're standing right now, she would have 3/4 cover. If you move out to where you're pointing, she would have 1/4 cover.
Okay, I think that'll probably be better. So I am gonna move up there.
All right.
And then I am going to. Is that a bit too close for Eldritch Blast?
No, you're more than 5 feet
Okay.
away.
Okay, I will Eldritch Blast and see how that goes. Boop.
A 10 does not hit. You have 2
Son of a-
beams.
I do.
No.
Fuck.
As you move up, you see Lynette's black eyes focus on you again. And as the blasts go out, you see her just with her one hand out towards Flo and the other one just batting them away as if nothing.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
But you also notice that her mouth is stitched shut completely.
Okay.
And she's looking at Starfall almost scared.
Okay. Starfall. Probably the key to this, but I'll need to get in close in order to do it. But I don't have enough movement for this now, so I will have to leave it here because spell is an action as well, isn't it?
Depends on which spell you want to cast. That's my foot cat. Thank you.
Nyam.
Earthbind?
Yeah, that's an action.
Oh, it is an action. I thought so.
Bonus action spells are Healing Word, Hex, and Misty Step. That I remember from the top of my head. Unless you're Grave Cleric, then Spare Dying is bonus action.
In that case, then I do have Hex, so I'll Hex her.
All right. What skill are you hexing?
What skill is she?
Put a.
So I don't know if she's a caster, but if you want to keep her quiet, I think it's a con save to.
Yeah, I'm thinking because she's got those daggers,
Mm.
so maybe dexterity, would that be?
So it's ability checks and not saves for hex.
Oh, okay.
But
In that case, then, if we want to keep her quiet, then con. So we'll go for that. Then.
that would be a save. You can't
Oh,
hex
okay.
saves. But yeah, we can go. You can go for con as well, or
How about okay? So if Flo wants to try and tackle her again, that's a strength.
that would be
Yeah,
that would
so-
be a strength
okay.
check.
Okay, so let's go for strength then.
All right. So she is hexed
And
for strength.
that's me done.
All right, Remus.
Remus will stagger out from behind here. How do you roll cones?
You can twist them to not hit allies.
Can I do the thing?
Yeah, if you want to, you can do the thing.
A thing.
So
thing.
he staggers out from kind of behind this curtain, and he's just kind of mumbling at her and just saying, "You bitch." Let's see how you like. Let's see how you like me breathing down your neck. And he is going to use Soul of the Ruby Dragon, and he's going to burn all 5 of his D12 hit die
Nice.
as this wave of psychic energy
shit.
shoots out from him. It's a dex save, please.
Okay. That's
So saves
she saves, but that is
still half, so it
Yeah,
will be
15.
damage.
15 force damage, and she staggers back a bit, and yeah, Flo and Romulus, you see this cone of just purple-red flame just out from Remus.
When the fuck did you know that how to do that?
Crowded and Oren, you just hear something and see a brilliant flash of light.
What was that?
Just in the distance.
Loud is what it was. Oren, loud is the word you're looking for.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
you're
as
right. That was bloody loud.
And
Sorry.
then as he's stood there catching his breath, he'll use second winds to get an extra 3 hit points back.
All right.
Second
Now
wind sounds beams inspired.
we are going to do that. And as you take a moment to breathe, get your some hit points back, once again you feel that stab in your chest, and more blood just start running down your front.
Yep.
Bloody hell.
All right. Crown.
So, can I just be really sneaky? And now that I've done that, can I then move round to here to kind of block her any sort of moving?
Yeah,
Still
absolutely.
got movement left. Sorry, thank you. Sorry, Crown.
Just needs to move character sheets and a number of other things that will, covering everything east of Craren. It's like, I understand that you guys are underneath my character sheet right now, but I also need to see things. So the pillow forts around here,
Yes.
I'm going to assume they are. No, not necessarily that they are, but more of a, they look very recliner-esque.
Yes.
Okay. Craren has no such thing as line of sight.
What a tragedy.
As in, he hears things, but it's like, yes, it's forever to, maybe. Does this even allow me to do? I want to in between here, but no, apparently not. That's
No.
still 30 in between here, but it doesn't let me. It snaps the motherfucker.
Yeah. But yeah, you can get to there-ish if you want.
Yeah.
By just sliding
reasons.
past the brazier.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my cat.
Because reasons, apparently. Click. Something along those lines. So that's movement.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Is this still a clear line of sight, or is this a take fucking cover if you're moment?
I'd say you have line of sight.
Ish.
Yeah. I normally don't rule that.
Don't move. Just silly you. Okay.
I normally don't rule that allies. Like, you would have to call out to Flo to duck, otherwise she has quarter cover.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she's also a foot taller than Flo.
That is also true. Because Craren is aiming at her right ear
Okay.
and hoping to some fucking deity that this hits. Let's see. Plop. Nope. That's a nat 1.
Another feeling.
That
you have
still
inspo?
goes off, but whatever is behind needs to.
You've got inspiration.
You use
That doesn't help.
He's used it. Unless he's got story inspiration still.
I
He
mean,
got some story inspiration a while ago.
Yeah, I didn't mean Bardic. I mean, he's got Inspo.
Yeah, I used that one before, but also have a hero fucking point.
Yeah, you can use a hero point if you want.
Why not?
Okay. So yeah, so you want to use so let me get my brain right. You want to use the hero point to burn an ear off, or just side of her face, or
No, this acid ball is going into her head
okay.
via her left ear.
Oh, all right. Yeah, absolutely. You can use the hero point for that.
So what the hell do I even roll at that point?
Just click chromatic orb to deal damage, because you used the hero point to hit.
So that is plop. That's 15 acid damage.
All right. 15 damage. You see the Flo and Remus. You see this ball, tiny ball of acid just burrow into her head, and once again her attention snaps over to Craren, and she, instead of holding the hand out towards Flo, she cups her ear, and Flo, you see that the dagger seems to be fused with the glove she's wearing. So as she holds her hand up, her fingers are outstretched, but the dagger is still in the glove. Or the gauntlet.
The thing enveloping her.
So
hand.
she's currently holding her head a bit, and she looks she's starting to look hurt. Really hurt.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
All right. You still have a bonus action left.
No.
All right. So,
Only cool bonus action that this mother trucker has is magics, and
that's fair.
you have weird ideas about not using all the magics in one turn. Apparently,
Yeah, true. Very true. All right. So, all of you standing there looking around. Let me check something real quick. Okay. You see, Remus, you don't really see it because Lynette has her back to you, but Romulus and Flo, you see her going from clasping her ear to this kind of I was gonna say tight-lipped grin. She doesn't have a choice in the matter. But as wide as she can, she's grinning, and then she just clasps both her hands to her face in this cutesy po face. And suddenly all of the three of you hear this bell sound in your mind. And I need all of you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
well, you asshole.
All of us?
Is it a charm or something?
It is a charm effect.
I
Sorry.
have advantage against being charmed, so I'm going to do that with advantage.
No. Oren, you're out. You and Craren are outside the range. You're not affected.
Okay.
Right.
I have advantage against spells and other magical effects used against me.
All right.
What did I need?
Wisdom save.
You know, the thing that everyone seems to be lacking, apparently.
What do you mean?
No, that's
I-
intelligence.
Yeah, intelligence. That's the thing.
Craren is still judging.
That's a 19.
All right. So, Romulus, Remus, you and Flo, you hear this tinging bell sound in your minds, and then
You can
suddenly
ring my bell.
everything feels nice, comfortable. Romulus, you recognize this feeling. It's similar to when Lunette's berserker mode kicks in, but you're conscious for it now. Except you don't seem to, as your body turns, looks to Craren, and you run up and make a swing out. Remus, you look at Flo, lift your hammer, and swing it down towards her head.
Okay.
Let me... how do I show off that thing? This one happens.
Oh, so close to making that. PC.
Yes.
Son of a.
Do you
Okay.
want Elos to be part of this fight as well? I forgot to ask.
Well, I'll be.
That's a good question.
He hasn't done
Mm.
anything so far.
No, for now. So I'm just going to keep him away from the fight.
Alright, so he's gonna escape up on top of this cage. It's about 6.5 feet tall cage, and he's just gonna hide up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Romulus, you feel your body stalking down to Craren, lifting Starfall and making an attack.
The 15 hit.
Mm,
Hello?
yeah. Let's see. Whatever it does, it say. That says that he has a AC of 13, I think, and shield adds a bonus +5 to that.
Yep, so that would be an AC of 18, so no.
Thank God.
So
Cool.
you'd be down there.
Not very often that one is actually useful, but
No,
you know.
not really, but yeah. And Remus, you make an attack on Flo, walking up
Do we take
next to her.
Do we take that psychic damage as well?
No, that's if you don't have a target.
That hits, yeah.
Okay.
So you feel your body walking up and just down.
Is it
it's-
magical, his hammer?
Yes,
It is.
I think so. No, wait, it's just +1. Never mind, it's not
It's just a
magical.
+1. Yeah. I forgot to add rage to that because I'm raging, so it's actually 8 damage that you got to take.
Yeah, and then halved
So it's
because
not magical.
it's not magic. No.
But he's raging. But I'm a werewolf. Aren't I against bludgeoning damage? No, that's half, right?
Yeah, it's half.
Okay. So that
Oh.
is.
Is it 3? Is it 5 then? Is it 3 for halving the bludgeoning damage and then 2 for the rage?
Yeah.
Yep.
Itchy.
There we go.
So that's 5. I'm on 41.
And then
I really need to find out how to get my wolf token out here.
yeah, I'm trying to figure that one out. And then both Romulus and Remus, you regain control over what is happening, and you see Lunette's shape shimmer again, as she just seems to pass through between Flo and Remus and walk up here. Or just glide through the air up there. Because I think that's all the movement. No, actually, she can get... there. She's actually gonna move down here. And just blow a kiss towards the two of you.
Oh, she likes you.
Flo, you're up.
Oh, come on, Oren. You've done worse.
So just like you can see some blood dripping down her forehead as she stares at Remus. But she just pushes him away and just runs toward the lady.
Alright.
And she will try her very best to smackety smack smack.
Smackety smack smack.
Smackety smack
Smack,
smack
smack,
smack. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
But for some reason my sheet won't open.
Oh no.
Okay, fine. I will go over to the road. No, beyond if you're gonna be a douche.
Oh no.
That's not gonna hit.
No. You bring your claws over and she just
What the
bats
fuck?
them. Bats both away. I mean, I think you have inspiration if you want to use it.
Didn't I use it?
I don't know. Did you click it
You
away?
said you had it earlier.
Yeah, you said you had it earlier, and you haven't used it yet, as far as I know.
16 does that hit.
No. The first
Okay,
two
last
strikes.
fucking try.
There we go.
I have 3 hits. Let me hit this fan.
Yeah. First 2 are battered away by the daggers, and then you manage to land the third one, and you can feel like the what looks like metal and felt like metal when you scraped it seems to snap like bone as your claws may dig into it.
Oh, come on. And damage. Why does it never show that freaking
I have no idea.
natural 20?
I don't know.
Wow.
Roll another d6.
The joy.
So 9.
9.
9.
9.
9.
Can I ask a really stupid question?
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can get stupid answers.
Why, and this might be why it's not rolling properly for you, why is
Mhm.
your roll to attack based on strength, but your damage based on dex?
Oh, because I have I can make damage like hybrid form, predatory strike, strength, and I can use dex. I can use both.
Okay. That
So,
might
like-
be-
That's still fucky, but you know.
I think it's only rolling dex, because otherwise, because your dex, it only rolls any adds a +1 for your dex, but
Okay.
a +5 for your strength. So it might just mean the mechanics need to be sorted out a bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit
Yeah.
weird.
So let's make it. There we go. That's better. Yeah,
I
you.
only played Blood Hunter once, and I had no idea what I'm doing. I still don't.
I mean, it's fair.
You know, click,
You-
click, 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 click.
Yes.
Your claws seem to dig into this bone carapace that she's currently wearing, or bone armor, and you feel the snapping of it under your claws. And she just looks at you, these black eyes grinning with mania.
Is it just a question as a player? When you get a nat 20, do you get like anything extra here, or is it just?
No, it's just doubled.
Okay, it's just double. Okay.
We do the other way in the Theros campaign.
Okay, I just wanted to ask because I haven't really asked.
Yeah, no, it's the.
Or else she would be stuck in my claws, that little bitch.
Yeah, unfortunately not. This is a bit grittier than the Theros one. But you can now clearly, you get that scent of demonic blood, like all around you as you're standing this close, and you have to look up because she's a good foot taller than you are, and you can see this bone crown growing from her forehead and like curling up.
Even though I'm like smaller than her, she can still feel like the panting of excitement as she's like growling at her. Still bleeding from her forehead from being hit by one of her allies that she's not even sure why hit her.
You get like kind of grin because, you know, stitched shut. Oren.
Yeah. So Aaron. Wait, is it my turn or is Flo still going?
That was your movement
more
bonus.
to do.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Radio. So Aaron is going to move, and I check that he can get to here. And he is going to pull out of one of his pockets a scarf and stick it in that bleeding wound, trying to do a medicine check, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think that's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
To stop that bleeding on his friend. So that's a medicine check. I'm going to use my heroic inspiration that you gave me, that I got, that I still haven't used, and try again because I rolled a 5.
Okay.
Sorry, I've got a bug attacking me. Medicine, there it is. Oh, that's a nat 19 for 21 to stop that bleeding.
Nice, yes. You managed to shove the scarf in perfectly, and you're not entirely sure, but it seems like you managed to stem the bleeding for now. Well, now it's red.
It's actually, it was blue, so I guess there's a sort of muddy purple patch on the scarf where it's been stuffed.
Cool.
He'll prestidigitate it later, that's fine. At which point, with a bonus action, one of my bonus action spells.
Thank you.
Who's
Oren.
injured? Who's badly injured right now? Anyone?
Remus.
I mean, I
think
wouldn't
Remus is
class
the
myself
highest
as badly injured. I'm on 50 HP.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
he'll
probably
go-
more.
Fine.
It's probably more than the max 6 points of all of the other characters in this game.
Yeah, I've got 38. He can afford it. He'll throw another healing word at you. Just, you'll be right, mate. And give you an extra 6 hit points. Which is like 12 to a barbarian, so...
Thank you, Oren. Much appreciated.
Right. Now let's take this bitch down. He's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
say, but he's
Oren,
doing
as
nothing
you're
else.
as you're standing there, you see this like cone shape of just broken stone tiles on the ground.
He's going to turn to the not the lady, our host right now. Where is our host?
You mean Lynette?
No, the other dude.
Oh, Mourning. He's not here.
I'll just tell Mourning I'll mend that later. And call that done.
All right, Romulus.
Okay, so I am going to get next to her, and I am going to attack her with my sword.
All right,
with a
go for it.
staff.
I don't want to be that type of person.
Mhm.
But unless I'm not reading the description of the false license spell, we're still under her control until the end of her next turn, not her current turn. So technically, she can still command us to do something this turn. It's not until the end of her next
Oh
turn
yeah,
do we
no,
become
but
free.
you still have your free will
Oh, okay.
during your turn. But then
Okay.
on her turn, she can ask you to do something, and then it ends.
Okay. I was wondering whether or not like it was for proper charm effect. Sorry. my
Yeah,
apologies.
no. It's as far as I read it, is that yes, you can still attack her. You still have your control until she tells you you don't, and then you have control again. There's another effect that charms you.
Okay.
So that's my interpretation. I might be wrong. That's how I'm playing it. If I'm wrong,
All right.
I created this
No,
bitch.
that's fine. I just wanted to
Yep.
to check.
Nope.
Very fair.
No, go for it.
So
Go for it.
now that she's, I'm assuming she's out of my sword. So would that mean that it does radiant instead of necrotic now?
Hold on. You see this kind of a sparkling of Starfall right now. For this attack, it will deal necrotic damage.
Okay.
You do hit, however, and you feel like the blade cutting through not metal, but bone. And you feel this, like, you feel the slashing cut completely, but there's no other effect. And then you see the necrotic seems to do no damage. And then the sword seems to sputter a little bit as Lunette bleeds on it, and it blazes up. And with the hit, it swaps. So you had to land a hit on her with the sword.
Gotcha.
So with that hit, it deals radiant damage instead. But you do -8. But none of the necrotic.
Okay. So from my next attack, it will be radiant.
Radiant, yes.
Gotcha. I will change that one. It's not my turn.
Yep.
Anything else I can do?
And you also notice that because the hex deals necrotic damage, there's no damage dealt extra.
Okay.
She still has the effect, like, she still has disadvantage on strength checks, but the extra necrotic damage does nothing.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okie dokie. Okay, and that is an action. Not okay. Okay, never mind.
I'm also gonna say she looks really bad. She has been hurt badly.
Excellent. Okay, I'm just gonna take my chances and remain there while I sort out my attack stuff. So,
all right,
Remus, your turn.
Yep, Remus, you're up.
Remus has a bottle in his pack containing the blue frames from the
Yes, you do.
place we went to. Does her outfit look flammable at all? Or is it more just her hair, which I don't really want to describe setting her hair on light, but that's kind of where I'm going with it.
So, yeah, her hair falls down kind of ring-esque, and then you see this bone armor, but there is like black fabric under the bone armor.
Excellent. What I would like to do, please, is I would like to run up and through the gap that everyone has left so kindly next to Lilos, if possible. Take out this bottle of blue flame that I vaguely recall her being scared of and it causing her pain of, and smash it into her head, please.
All right. Yeah, go for it. Give me a attack roll, improvised weapon.
Which would just be straight strength, won't it? But with advantage because I am.
You are
raging
flanking,
still.
yes.
Oh, and because I'm raging. No. hold
No,
on.
you are flanking with Romulus. If you wanted to use your reckless, you can. That would also, but you're flanking, so you don't need to do reckless to get advantage.
But if I do reckless, I get an extra roll, don't I?
I mean, yeah, that's true.
I'm just gonna do it normal because I'm flanking.
Okay.
You weird bleeder.
Oh, I wish. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay, go for it.
Oh no, that's not good. I will use my story
Oh, no.
inspiration if you will allow this.
Go
This is
for
such a
it.
cool idea. I just want it to work.
Yes, go for it.
Go for it.
That
17.
All right. So you get this moment of you holding the flask, you bringing it down on her, on her shoulder, because she's a little bit taller than you are. And for a brief second, everything seems to slow down, and you have this short, like, glimpse of you completely missing, and it landing on, like, breaking on the floor and setting the entire pile of pillows on fire. And then you just shift your hand slightly and manage to just barely crash it onto her shoulder. And for a moment, nothing seems to happen. And then you see these blue flames start coming out across her shoulder and catching on the black fabric of her sleeve. And she just whips around, and you hear this shriek from her throat. She still can't open her mouth, but you can see her trying. And I need you, could you please roll me 3d8? As you bring the
Sometimes it's nice to tell a story.
flask of these flames down on her clothing catches, part of her hair catches, and everyone can see these flames just roar up as she takes 21 points of radiant damage.
Yes.
And everything turns very bright for a moment. And she just glares at you, Remus, holding out her dagger towards you, and you see her form shimmer again, and then she's gone.
Ah.
And you hear footsteps running, rustling through the carpet and rugs.
Which way?
The answer is yes.
This way.
Can she still smell her?
Yes, she has not left the room.
She will run after the smell of blood.
Yes, we're still in initiative order.
Yeah, but when it happens, she will.
Yes. You still have one more attack, Remus. But you can now see the rug here is starting to catch flame.
Hmm.
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 Can we not see the fire?
You don't see the one on Lunette, but you see fire catching on these rugs. And you can see like where she stepped, there seems to be flames coming up, these blue-white from the mines.
I'm just gonna leave it here, I think.
Alright,
Yes, I'm just gonna leave it here.
Craren.
Oh fuck, that's me. Yes, my brain went places, and yes, I'm on this planet. I promise. Considering I'm assuming this thing bleeds.
Yeah, Flo has been smelling the blood. Yes. I'm not sure
No,
if she's...
I'm assuming this thing bleeds.
Yeah.
A lot? Question mark.
Well, she was badly hurt last time you saw her before she turned invisible.
Nah, more of a. Would it make sense to just follow the bloody footsteps?
You do see burning footsteps in the rug, so yeah, you could do that. Like where she stepped, the rug is catching fire.
Mm-hmm. What? Considering Craren can't quite see things, let's see. Do we have a stat block for that fucker? Do we?
Yes, there is a stat block for that one. I made one.
I remember you
Oh,
cursing
no.
Craren
I
out
know.
last time for making loads of them.
Yes.
You should have control of both of them.
Yes.
So you...
But
Someone
at that point, I need tokens.
Yes, give me... There we go. There it is.
Well, hey.
You are... small. Hold on.
Small. Yes.
Talking be wrong. Give me a moment.
Is small.
Why you being dumb? There you are. Nope, it didn't change. Token properties. Excuse me? No. Brain, brain, brain. Come on.
Right.
On. Save. Save. That's not how you do it. Alright. Let's set dimensions then, because it's not letting me change the size on the sheet. There you go. Ish.
Yay.
Small.
It's tiny.
And you should be able to control it.
Maybe. Oh God, that's small. Yes.
All right.
So that worked.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not much to work, but it worked.
Yep.
I like the fact that this one can. It's for some reason stuck to the top left. Part
Yeah,
of the
small
square.
creatures just do that. I don't know why, but they do that.
You gotta like alt it if you want it in the particular spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just no, just for some reason. But yes. So that's the thing. It's more of a now. There's more of us.
Mhm.
Not that it really helps.
Yeah. It's gonna share your initiative. I don't know if it does,
Yes.
but it's gonna do that because I don't want to roll initiative for it again.
That is entirely fair. And I wonder. Let's make it fuming because it has a mood.
All right. Yeah, it's a moody bitch. I
That
forgot
doesn't
about that.
change anything. It's just it has a mood.
Yeah.
I mean, it does change certain stats, but that's not the point right now. Not that it changes anything that way that's worthwhile changing. It's more of a it has a movement, and the movement should be 30 feet.
Oh yeah, and it also has a. No, its movement is 40 feet, and then it can use phase step for another
Yeah.
additional 30 feet.
It's more of a let's see. Carnis just he has no idea where this one is, but just let's just try to move vaguely towards wherever she went.
Yeah. So you see the burning steps are going
Yeah.
this way. Hello, let me ping. And
In a general that
Yeah,
way direction.
and don't continue further than beyond this point.
Doesn't necessarily mean anything,
No.
but brings this happy little bugger with him.
Yep.
Fuming little bugger with him. But considering you can't see things right now, that's annoying.
Yeah. So it does get advantage on its next attack, but since it can't see anything, it would have disadvantage, so it would just be a regular attack if you want to take it.
Yes, but attack against what? Thin air.
Yeah, you can guess where she is.
That is entirely fair. This tiny Fae will just swing in a general direction towards where it is because it can't necessarily move much more than this. Well, I can, but
Yeah, you can phase step it for a
Yeah.
bonus action.
so just casually over here and just swings wildly in front of it.
All right. Give me a attack roll, just straight up.
Just straight up. Okay.
Yeah. So disadvantage because invisible, advantage because the phase step, so it cancels out for a regular attack.
Allow me to click and click. So no, that
Yeah,
didn't
no.
happen.
The tiny face spirit pops up in that space and swings wildly, and you hear a chuckling sound.
I'm just imagining, this Technicolor version of just wildly flailing ball of. Yes.
All right.
Mhm.
That was your action, movement, attack. You still have a bonus action.
Now,
All right. That means it's Lunette's
still don't have any cool bonus action.
turn. She's going to move and then do a double stab. First one with advantage. That's a 21 against Romulus.
Ow, yep, that hits.
And the second one is a 20 because she's no longer invisible.
Yep.
Gonna put you on the token layer again. And so, for the first one is 17 piercing and 6 necrotic damage.
17.
And I need a DC 15 Constitution save.
Okay, hang on. 1, 2. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12. Constitution save 19.
Yes, so first one, you're not bleeding, and... Is that my first attack?
That was your first attack, yeah.
22 piercing and 6 necrotic for the second, and I need another con save.
Red.
Green.
Rude.
down.
Purple?
Guys, I've got 2 HP left.
Wow.
Oh.
And a
Who
con
needs
save,
hit
so-
points?
Right, Romulus doesn't, because he's now going to bleed to death.
For another 6.
I'm down.
Alright. And with
I got
that, Lunette, basically just a chink, sees that, blows a kiss towards Remus, and then she's going to go over here. Flo.
Seeing that the one person who said that he was gonna be in her pack just got stabbed. You know when, like, you see werewolves like run on all fours and just like go for the throat straight away in movies? That's what she's gonna do.
Alright, go for it. I love that idea.
Why?
You jump up and go for...
Can I use my freaking hero point for this? I want this to work. I want her.
Sure.
Thank you.
Do you have a hero point? You don't have one on the sheet.
Oh, never
I
mind.
mean,
Can Flo use mine?
If you want to
No.
sacrifice it, sure. I'll allow that.
Yep.
I forget that freaking Ceradelia had so many for a short while. I didn't know what to do with them all.
Yeah, no, it's fine. She can use my hero point.
Aww.
Mjau.
I'll give you a new one.
Alright, so I love this idea. That's why I'm allowing you to use the hero point. You rush forward and you jump up and you manage to like clamp on and just bite down. You bite her?
Yeah, she's sinking her teeth like around the throat, and she will like all her attacks will go into chomping her throat.
All right. That
She will try and bite the head off this person. That just
Okay.
in her head killed someone she just saw as a cat.
All right. That's an 18 for the con save for your bite, but you did land a hit, so roll damage.
Werewolf demon.
Yeah, that could have been funny. You see her, like, she's grasping at her throat as she's bleeding and just glaring daggers at you, head tilted slightly with the force of your leap. You still have two claw attacks if you want to use them.
Yeah, let's see if that works. Nope.
Nope.
What is it with the double rolls? I had like 2 7s and 2 9s in a row.
Yeah, with you like hanging on to her shoulders, you don't really get the leverage to dig in, but you can see
she's
like she's
digging.
yeah, she's bleeding profusely, or like all the way down her chest and the front of her armor, and she's just glaring at you.
Yeah, she has like stink in her teeth, and she's like not letting go until she gets pushed off. She's a bad dog.
Bad doggy. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Orin.
Right. Oren, seeing his friend on the ground, unmoving,
Yeah.
is going to rush over. And he is going to look down, sort of grab him by the hand, and go, on your feet, soldier, as he's going to cast at 2nd level Healing Word.
All right.
Bringing you up to a whopping 7 hit points.
Nice, that's better than 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you very much.
And then that's bonus action.
Yeah.
He is going to spin around now that you have. I don't know. He can. Yeah. So he's just going to turn around. Say Flo has this bitch by the throat, and he's going to go to her. Oi, heads up, and shoot her with an Eldritch Blast.
All right.
That's a 20 to hit.
20 will hit. Flo just
Or-
right back past your head, just a thump.
Yep. Do I get 2 beams of Eldritch Blast for this? I think I do.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Nice.
Yeah. So 20 to hit for 10 max damage,
All right.
and then a 14, which probably won't hit.
No. First one, she's taken by surprise because there's like an angry werewolf in her face. So the first one lands, clips her shoulder. The second one, she managed to spin out of the way and just barely not getting Flo in the beam.
She can get a nick in her ear by that. That's
Yeah,
how she got
it's
the
like-
nick in her ear.
Just
Oh, sorry, Flo.
You can just see her like looking at you, still having her in her throat, being like, "Is
Yeah.
everyone?" She's not saying it, but in the eyes you can see like, "Is everyone just gonna attack me right now?"
all right. You
And
still
that's
have.
him done because he's not going to use a reaction, obviously. So that's, and he's
Alright.
moved, so he's fine.
Yep. Romulus.
Okay, not risking to get too close, considering I'm only on 7 HP. I am going to Mind Spike.
All right. What do you need from me for that one?
Let's have a looky look. Oh, hang on. So spell description. You need Wisdom saving throw. Or DC of 13.
That's a 9.
Take 3d8 psychic damage. Yes. So
So
that's a 20.
yeah, that's the 20 psychic damage. Flo, you see Lunette reeling as you're still like hanging on to her, and she's shaking her head. And just moving around. All right.
And that's it. I'm not risking anymore.
And yeah, she is really badly hurt. Like she's staggering with the weight of this relatively tiny werewolf. Lunette is still staggering, like trying to stand up. Remus.
Get up, stand up.
What I would like to do.
All right. What are you doing?
I love your face when I say
Wow.
what I would like to do because you're like, it's gonna be some crazy shit. I would like to pull one of the rugs that is currently catching fire up.
Oh, hold
off
on.
of the
I
floor.
forgot about something.
Mm.
Romulus, you take 7 necrotic damage.
Are
as
you
you're still-
kidding me?
As you're still bleeding.
I forgot about. Oh, guys, I'm down again.
He's like, I'm up, and then falling again.
And I'm
He
down
shoots
again.
when he's back
Wow.
down again. Yep.
Yeah.
I get it down again, and
I kind of
however
rule
that
it like
goes.
you're not
And then that's
unconscious, but like you barely
get
manage to
knocked
get
down.
up, staggering, getting the spell off, and then like your strength just saps out and you fall to your knees again and just trying to remain standing and conscious.
Oh, mate.
I like to think 20 is quite a respectable bit of damage to do before dying. That's fine.
All right, Remus.
Good job.
Yes, what I would like to do is I would like to pick up one of the flaming rugs from the floor,
All right.
if possible,
Uh-huh.
and basically walk it over to her and kind of, ideally, shout at Flo to get off her and then kind of smother her in this rug.
All right. Yeah. I like it. Flo, if you want, you can use your reaction to just jump off.
Everyone will jump away when a freaking big man comes with a flaming rug up against you and tells you to move.
Um,
No, I like it here.
let
Can't
me
you see I'm busy having like a shoe toy in my mouth?
Okay.
Yeah,
As
she
you
will be like a little growl.
So yeah, you pick up the rug. It's kind of heavy, but you manage to like through force of will carry it over to Lynette. You're gonna take 4 radiant damage, half to 2, while you're doing this because the flames are now climbing up your arms and like burning your arm hairs off. And
Yep.
but you do manage to like. I need you to make me a attack roll. It would be with advantage because you're no, she jumps off. Never mind. An attack roll. No, wait. It would be a
It's
dex save
different.
from me, actually, because you're trying to wrap her.
Yep.
Dex 15. You just barely manage to get it over her shoulders before she kicks it off. And I need you to roll me. It's gonna be 3d8 radiant halved. So roll me 3d8. 89 points of radiant damage. And you see her just quickly shake off the rug and just stare at you. And you can see like she's been scorched by the radiant damage. She's bleeding. Her bone armor is crushed and torn.
Remus will say, "I thought you wanted to play." As yeah, as he's basically standing there with this burning rug, as if to go, "Come and hug me."
All right. Yeah, that would be your. I'd say that would be your whole action to just wrap her in this, and your movement. You still have a bonus action.
I don't have any other. I don't have a bonus action that I could use.
Okay.
So.
Craren.
Yes. Stuff. He can see creatures now.
Yes, yes, you can, and she is hurting.
Yeah. Words. That would make no sense. Because reasons. I mean, it would make sense. It would be awesome if it worked, but it won't work. That's besides. That's sort of what makes it not cool. Let's see. Let's measure things because reasons. What kind of movement speed did you give this fucker?
He has
40.
40 feet, and you can face step 30 feet.
Yeah. So this thing will move over here. I said, oh, well, that's close enough.
Yeah.
There you go. Stop doing that. Bad Faye. Bad. Let's see. What did you say? Short sword?
Yeah.
You said short sword. Let's see if this works. Plop. Does that even do things? It does do things. It doesn't do things.
No, it doesn't do things. You
It
hear
flames.
the ping of a short sword hitting the bone armor. And that's about it.
That's about it. Okay.
You still have your action and bonus action and movement.
And movement and things and
Yes.
Yes. Because reasons, this should mean that it's within vaguely line of sight. Because not having a whole throng of other people in between helps.
It definitely helps.
It does. That should still be a decent distance away, I think. Yeah, that's still 10 feet away.
Yep.
No, Kran was contemplating inflicting wounds, but also at the same time, it's like, yeah, no. That does hit, on the other hand.
Yes, it very much does.
Yes, more chromatic orbs.
Yep. Roll damage.
Yes. And I can't do. I can't. I will cast it at level 2 because I have no more spell
Okay.
slots.
So, Kraren.
That's still 29 damage.
Yeah. As you are moving around, watching this throng, Romulus on the ground, literally bleeding out, even though you're still conscious. Well, rules say unconscious. I rule it that you're still there, but can't do anything. And Remus, Flo, and your face spirit surrounding this large armor-clad figure. How do you want to do this?
I didn't think that far. I will admit.
No one thought they were gonna kill this thing.
Well, just out of curiosity, how many hit points was left?
21.
21. Oh. Inflict wounds could have actually landed that, but not with. But yeah, that would have been an amazing roll at that point. So no, yeah, this is still better. It's still because Byron likes acid, and acid seems to work in a lot of cases. So going on probability, he hurls away a sickly green orb, just nearing the neck from behind because she's facing away. So entering from the base of the skull and then through exiting under the jaw.
All right. You see her head tilt, and then tilt a little further, and then further still, and then seem to just fall off and hit the ground. The bone crown scraping against the stone bricks as her body seemed to just fall and fold in on itself, melting into the ground, leaving only the crown and the bone armor on the ground.
free crown. Yoink.
All right. And with that, we are not yet out of the woods.
But we're out of this particular
Yes.
initiative.
Because, well, Lunette is dead. However, Flo.
Hi.
Bring out your dad.
You just saw Lunette's melt in front of you into the ground.
Yes.
Quick look around. You see everyone except Romulus still standing.
Mhm.
The room is slowly catching fire as this pile is engulfed in blue-white flames.
Yeah, we don't like holy flames in this house.
Holy.
She will go over here and she will, like, you know how dogs, like, kind of, like, dolt? Like, they just, like, try and pick their nose with
Yeah.
getting people up.
Hey!
And she will accidentally, like, to get him away from the flame, she will bite his neck. Try to not bite too hard, but again, she is not the brightest, so she will bite down and she will start dragging him away from the flames.
All right.
So she will drag him, like, over here.
Thank you.
All right.
And I will need him to make a con save because her teeth accidentally pierced his skin.
Yep. Ooh, that's no.
Question is, do I want lycanthropy now,
Or do you want it later?
or do I want it later? Because either way, I would be up for it. If we're getting lycanthropy at some point.
It's up to you. If you don't want it, you don't want it.
I'm gonna choose not to do a con save.
All right.
Oh.
So
I see.
when I will say that her teeth didn't pierce the skin, you can see it, like, almost, but not. But she will just drag him away. She will
Oh,
start,
wait.
like...
Just so I understand, are you willingly failing the save?
Willingly failing.
Okay, so her... So you can barely see that her... Since he's already bleeding a lot, you can't see that her freaking
Very hard to
teeth
tell.
are...
Yes.
But she can tell, and you can see when she, like, kind of, like, lets go. She's kind of realizing what she's done, but she's also like, no one needs to know. Because she has blood all over her mouth. He is covered in blood. It's fine.
All right.
Fine.
Oren.
Aaron is going to move up and attempt with his action to plug the bleeding. Again. With a sigh. That's a medicine check, I believe.
Yep.
I'm not great at medicine checks, but that's 13.
You start trying to stitch, like fix the bleeding and stem the blood flow. You're not entirely sure how you got it to work last time. You managed to stem it slightly, but it's still bleeding.
Yeah, so it's just, I need help. And he's also going to, fuck it, at 3rd level now. Healing word. Just hold on there. Giving you 9 points of healing.
Oh, thank you.
Listen, I'm not a healer. I'm good with dead people, not people still being alive.
Do you have any medical training at all, mate? Any at all?
No, but he has a dagger and he has a torch, and he knows how to cauterize because that's
Basically,
That's helpful.
I have a +2 in wisdom. This is not going well for me.
I've
I've got a +2 for medicine. This is not
I-
going well for me.
I've got a regular health potion on me.
Will
I've
that
got
stop
two, in fact.
bleeding, though?
Oh, that's true.
That won't stop bleeding.
No. It will heal you, but it won't stop the bleeding.
Does Flo know how to stop bleeding?
Well,
How
maybe.
long does that effect even last?
Let me check. It lasts until the creature or an adjacent creature makes a successful DC 15 medicine check. So,
Do I have to make a
So-
medicine check?
yes.
Query.
Mhm.
I've already used my turn this time, but query.
I can apparently medicine.
Oh, there we go. Excellent.
Well, we'll get to that point. It's Romulus' turn.
I don't really know what to do, but I think we should probably try and get out of here.
You should
mean-
quite probably try not to
you
bleed
should
to death.
probably
You know,
try
that-
to not bleed to death, so maybe you can medicine yourself.
I mean,
yeah,
on the
I
other hand, I'm more helpful if you're dead. So if you would hurry up and die, that would be helpful.
Okay, I
Friend.
don't fancy walking that line too much. I'm gonna take one of my regular health potions. I've got one left. It might be a good idea to actually get some more.
Still won't stop your bleeding.
I know, but it will give me some more time.
No,
So-
but dying will stop your bleeding, and at that point, I can bring you back.
Is that a definite?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how he's
Fine.
helped Oren in the past.
Would I still have lycanthropy?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay.
See Flo very
Or you can
confused, being
just
like, oh, she
check
died
your
faster.
own wound and try
Oh,
to...
can I could do that.
Yes.
That would make sense. No, I'm
Oh,
terrible.
no. Absolutely not.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm near death.
Bloody Scott,
Somebody
not
help
me.
All right, I'm gonna say because
Ah.
Remus, do you want to make an attempt at this, or are you doing something else? Because I saw a
Well-
successful roll from Flo, but if you want to roll before that, that's fine. Ow.
He will see everyone crowding around. He knows that he doesn't really do the. He normally causes injuries rather than attempts to heal injuries. So he will have moved the rug out of the way and
Yep.
put it back into the burning pile. And it pains me saying this. He will attempt to retrieve Elos before it gets caught in any flames.
Aw, yeah, Elos is just sitting up there like, and it sips down to you as soon as you get close.
Loot the corpse.
Romulus, at the end of your turn, you take 7 more hit points of damage.
Yep.
1, 2, guys.
I'm working on it.
Oh, would I take it? So also, would I take any more damage from the flaming rug?
Depending on how you lift it. But
Well,
if you
I'm
just
still kind of holding it, so I
Yeah.
kind of take it back and just throw it. Onto the
you
pile
take
below.
another 5
Two.
2 radiant damage.
Yep. And I will then gather up Lynette's things and kind of stand over everybody, assuming that everyone else is eventually going to.
Yep.
Help his brother up.
Craren,
Yes.
I mean,
gonna fucking stab him to make sure he dies faster.
like I said, Flo has a successful roll there. If you want to intercede,
Yes,
however.
but that hasn't happened yet, so Craren
No.
doesn't know this. This is in the future.
Yes.
This is in 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's 6
Yes,
seconds,
Still
so...
in the future.
Do you
Still
want
in the
to-
future.
Yes.
Now it's more of a 2 hit points. So question is, would Craren just snuff the fuck out of Romulus just to get the bleeding to stop, or
It's like go to
because
sleep.
it's more of a Craren doesn't know enough medicine to do things. So Craren is genuinely pondering, would it make more sense to just let this happen? Or are we going to fight for this and Craren be useless? Someone flip a coin. If its heads is going to bash Romulus in the face.
I can roll a d4.
You can do its heads.
Its heads.
Bye bye.
Craren bashes Romulus in the face.
And he's
I'm
unconscious.
just going to look at you.
Roll
I'm
me
just
an
completely confused.
roll me an attack roll. Unless Romulus just highlights it happen.
Yeah, go. I'm on the ground. I'm at 2 HP. I'm probably like badly wounded. There's not a lot I can do.
So yeah.
Craren,
Roll an attack roll.
I don't know what with at that point.
Just roll your strength.
Or a dagger.
Yeah, or a dagger attack, that works too.
Yeah.
watch him
So-
crit.
9.
I mean, if you're not dodging, it's gonna hit. It was more to see how much damage you deal.
Yeah,
2.
exactly how much I had.
And
Alright.
he's unconscious.
Yeah, he's currently bleeding out. If you wait 18 seconds, Romulus is gonna bleed out.
Just let this happen. I will revive him. You don't have to do this. You weird people.
Yeah. Oh,
Medicine
yeah.
check. 17.
I mean, the bleeding stops and he's stabilized. If you want to do it like that.
Flo doesn't understand how this
Oh, that's not it.
reviving people.
Oh,
She
you don't.
just thinks like everyone has went insane. Everyone attacking her.
Alright. Well, you
The
didn't
one
have to use
person that she
Revivify
likes.
because he's stable and not bleeding out anymore.
Yeah,
Flo-
she basically like you can see her taking her hood, still in lycanthrope form, I tell you, and just push it in and like form a cloth in there, and she will just like pick up Romulus, look angrily and snarl at everyone.
Hey, I didn't do anything.
Alright.
And yet healing
And
word at first level one more time. Bringing you.
So
giving
you can just
6
imagine it.
points.
You can imagine like yeah. She's a little bit bigger when she's a werewolf, I believe.
Yes.
A little bit more muscular, so a little bit over 5 foot, and just carrying Romulus like a bride. Because she also realizes she has bit him, and she's trying to hide it a little bit.
Alright. And I think with Remus, I'm gonna give you what you find on Lunette because she's not wearing a whole lot and it's not a whole lot to have to dig through. The gauntlets are basically you look at them and you can see that the hilt of the gauntlet or of the daggers are part of the gauntlet. So if you put your hands into the gauntlet, you cannot drop these daggers. Unless someone yanked the gauntlets off. They are seemingly made out of a bone-like substance. And they form to your hands if you try to wear them.
Give them to the werewolf. She can play Assassin's Creed.
The bone armor is just it functions as scale mail, but it's like black bones. They have been like broken and bent in places, so you're gonna have to fix that, but it's fixable. Craren has taken the crown, as it seemingly fell off when the rest of Lunette melted into the floor.
It did fall off.
Ooh.
Yes.
Clank.
Well, her head fell off to start.
I mean, you know,
And then all of her melted into the floor.
potato.
But yes, you do get scale mail bone armor. The functions like regular scale mail, and these gauntlets. And I think we're gonna wrap it there and see how you get out next time.